All right, so UEFA, they went and did something pretty crazy for this Champions League group stage.
Oh, yeah. What's that?
They made the final match day a multi-league event.
Oh, wow. So all the matches.
All 18 of them happening at the same time.
At the same time. Wow. That's a lot of football.
It was wild. 64 goals across all the matches, just chaos. But hey, that's what we're here to break down.
Absolutely. So who made it through? Who's going home? Who should we be watching in the knockout stage? Let's get into it.
You know, before we jump into the specific teams, I think it's worth quickly explaining this new format to our listeners.
Yeah, for sure. It's a big change. I mean, think about it. 36 teams all in one big table, not the usual groups.
Right. So instead of having separate groups, now all 36 teams are ranked in a single table based on their results from their 8 matches.
Exactly. So the top 24 from that table, they move on to the knockout stage, makes that final match day even more intense.
Absolutely. Every goal could make or break a team's chances.
Absolutely. The drama is off the charts. Every single match has huge implications.
Okay, so let's get down to it. Who's in? Who's out? Well, I can tell you right off the bat that Liverpool and Barcelona were already celebrating before this final match day even started.
Oh, yeah. They had their spots in the round of 16 locked up. No stress for them. But for the rest, it was a nail-biter till the very end.
Okay, so drumroll, please. Joining Liverpool and Barcelona in the knockout stage are...
Okay, get ready. It's a long list. Arsenal, Inter Milan, Atletico Madrid, Bayer Leverkusen, Lille, Aston Villa.
Hold on, Aston Villa. I did not see that
Yeah,
guy.
snuck in there. It's a testament to how this new format can shake things up.
Well, I'll say, okay, keep going. Who else made the cut?
AC Milan, Juventus, Benfica, Dortmund, Real Madrid, PSG, Sporting CP.
All right, so all the usual suspects there.
Yeah, pretty much. But wait, there's more. We've got Club Brugge, Dinamo Zagreb, Manchester City.
Okay, no surprises there. Though I have to admit, Manchester City did give us all a bit of a scare in their final match.
Oh, you mean how they were this close to being knocked out?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was wild.
Okay, so we've got a few more teams to add to the list, right?
Yep. PSV Eindhoven, Atalanta, RB Salzburg, Feyenoord, Sturm Graz, and finally, Celtic FC.
Wow, 24 teams. That's quite a field. Any other big surprises besides Aston Villa? Or, on the flip side, any major disappointments?
Well, Lille's run has been pretty impressive, finishing in the top 8. After that 6-1 win against Feyenoord, that's a statement.
Yeah, they definitely made some noise. Okay, so we know who's in, but let's talk about some of the individual performances that really stood out.
Oh, yeah, there were some amazing displays of talent out there. I mean, we have to start with Harry Kane, right? The guy's a goal-scoring machine.
He's been incredible for Bayern. But let's not forget about Lautaro Martinez, that hat-trick against Monaco, just clinical.
Absolutely. And Ousmane Dembélé at PSG seems like he's finally hitting his stride.
All right, so we've got the big picture now, but let's zoom in on some of the most dramatic moments of this final match day. Were there any nail-biters that had you on the edge of your seat?
Oh, man, where do I even begin? So many. I mean, I gotta say, Manchester City nearly getting knocked out. That was a heart stopper.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Manchester City. The team that's basically owned the Champions League these past few years. They were almost out.
It was crazy. Going into their final match against Club Brugge, they needed a win to guarantee their spot. And for a while there, it didn't look good.
So what happened? Did they just choke under pressure?
Honestly, the first half, they looked shaky. Club Brugge, they were playing with so much intensity. And City just couldn't get anything going.
I bet the atmosphere in the stadium was electric. City fans must have been freaking out, right?
Oh, yeah. The tension was palpable. But then just when it seemed like all hope was lost, they caught a break. Own goal by Club Brugge.
Oh, wow. Talk about a lucky break. But I mean, an own goal, that's not exactly the most glorious way to secure a spot in the knockout stage.
You're right. But hey, sometimes in football you need a bit of luck. And to City's credit, they didn't just sit back and relax after that own goal. They turned it up a notch.
So they found their spark. Finally.
Exactly. Last few minutes. They banged in 2 more goals. Final score 3-1. Relief for City fans.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Talk about an emotional roller coaster. From despair to pure joy. But, you know, this close call has to raise some questions, right? About City's vulnerability.
For sure. They pulled through, but that match, it showed some cracks in their armor. Club Brugge's style really disrupted them, that high-press counterattack. I think other teams will be taking notes.
Yeah. I wonder if Bayern Munich maybe took note of that. They're probably thinking, maybe we can exploit that in the knockout stage.
I mean, it's something for their opponents to think about. They can't underestimate anyone, especially in this new format.
Right. This format has really shaken things up. No more easy wins for the big teams. So City survived, But were there any other matches that had you sweating?
Oh, yeah, Dinamo Zagreb. Their story was a real nail-biter. They actually beat AC Milan in their final match.
Well, hold on. They beat AC Milan. That's a huge upset. So they made it through, right?
Sadly, no. That earlier loss to Bayern Munich, that 2-9 drubbing, it came back to bite them. Goal difference,
Yeah.
you know.
Ouch. That's got to sting. So close.
I guess that just shows that every single goal matters in this new format. You can't afford slip-ups, especially against the big teams.
Yep, every goal counts. Speaking of big teams, Bayern Munich, they just steamrolled through the group stage, finished at the top, hardly broke a sweat. They are looking like the team to beat right now.
Yeah, they are a machine. That mix of veterans and young talent, it's scary good. And Harry Kane, he's just slotted in perfectly, adds a whole other dimension to their attack.
Oh yeah, he's been phenomenal. Movement, finishing, passing. He's brought so much to the team.
But are they unbeatable? I mean, Liverpool didn't have the best final match against PSV, but I still wouldn't count them out.
Liverpool in the Champions League. They're always a threat. They've got the know-how, the quality, and they're tactically flexible. And hey, let's not forget Barcelona. They've been building momentum. With Lewandowski leading the charge, they're always dangerous.
Okay, so we've got the usual suspects, Bayern, Liverpool, Barcelona, all looking strong. But is there anyone else lurking in the shadows? Any dark horses who could shake things up in the knockout stage? Well, Inter Milan has been quietly impressive. They've got a solid defense, a dynamic midfield, and Lautaro Martinez up front. He's on fire. And don't sleep on Lille. They've proven they can hang with the best. Their attacking style could cause some upsets.
It's going to be exciting to see how all these teams handle the pressure in the knockout stage. Every match is do or die. Every mistake is magnified.
Oh, yeah, the stakes are sky high now. With this level of talent, we're in for some epic clashes. No doubt about it.
Okay, before we wrap up this part of our deep dive, let's talk about some individual performances. Who really impressed you, besides the obvious names we've already mentioned?
Well, we've talked about Kane's impact at Bayern, but you can't ignore Lewandowski at Barcelona. The man is a goal-scoring machine, and he's not showing any signs of slowing down.
He's just class.
Yeah.
Pure class. What about Lautaro Martinez? That hat-trick against Monaco was something else.
He's been in top form for Inter. The bigger the stage, the better he plays. And then there's Dembélé at PSG, finally playing consistently, living up to his potential. It's great to see.
He's like a completely different player. Pace, dribbling, vision. He can change a game in an instant. Okay, so we've got the teams, the players, the drama, but what's your overall take on this new Champions League format?
Honestly, it's been a wild ride. This expanded format has brought a whole new level of intensity and unpredictability. It's not just about winning your group anymore, it's about being consistent over a longer period. And having all those final matches at the same time, the drama was off the charts. We've never seen anything like it.
I have to agree, it's been incredible to watch. But is it fair? Does it really level the playing field, or does it still favor the bigger clubs with all their resources, the ones who can rotate their squads and stay fresh throughout the season?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? It's going to be debated for a while. On the one hand, you can argue that this format gives smaller clubs more chances, more matches to prove themselves, more chances to upset the big boys.
But on the other hand, the big clubs have the depth to handle a longer, more intense season. They can cope with injuries, rotate players, and stay focused longer.
Exactly. So while the format might seem more inclusive on the surface, the financial realities of football, they haven't changed.
So it's a complicated issue. No easy answers. But one thing's for sure, this new format has made the Champions League even more exciting. And with the knockout stage coming up, it's only going to get wilder from here. So we've got a good sense of who's who now. But before we go full-on prediction mode, is there anything else that really jumps out at you about this new format?
You know, one thing that I've noticed is how it's changed team strategies. Teams seem to be playing it a bit safer, a bit more cautiously.
So not just all-out attack all the time.
Yeah, exactly. With so many matches crammed in, you got to be smart about it. You can't go all out every single time.
It's about picking your battles right, especially against the tougher teams. So you think long-term.
Absolutely. It's a marathon, not a sprint. You got to conserve your energy, choose when to strike.
It makes sense. You can't risk burning out your players early on, especially with all these matches coming thick and fast.
Yeah.
But, hasn't this format also led to more upsets? It feels like we've seen more unexpected results this season.
Oh, yeah, for sure. This format has definitely created more opportunities for the underdogs to shine, the smaller teams. They've got more chances to cause an upset, to make a name for themselves.
And that's what makes it so exciting, right? Anyone can beat anyone on any given day. All right, so before we wrap this up, we have to ask, Who are you putting your money on? Who do you think will win it all? Give us your predictions.
Okay. But remember, this is the Champions League. Anything can happen. But if I had to bet right now, Bayern Munich is looking pretty unstoppable.
They're definitely the team to beat, but I'm not counting out Liverpool just yet. They know how to win, and they've got the experience.
True. And Barcelona, you can never underestimate them. That firepower up front, they could go all the way. And hey, you never know, maybe a dark horse will surprise us all. Maybe Inter Milan or Lille will pull off a miracle run.
Now that would be a story. Well, there you have it, folks. Our deep dive into the Champions League group stage. We've witnessed some amazing goals, some shocking upsets, and the rise of some new contenders.
It's been a wild ride so far, and it's only going to get more intense from here on out. Buckle up, everyone.
So what do you think? Do you agree with our predictions? Who are you rooting for? Let us know in the comments below. And make sure to join us again next time as we break down all the action from the knockout stage.
Until
then, keep the passion for the beautiful game alive.